Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Radford in his E50M. This is a tier 10 game on highway. Ooh. And the E50M is the tier 10, I almost said British for some weird reason. German, obviously, you can plainly see it's a German tank. German medium tank, and it's one of the, it's a, I don't know if I'd call it a cult classic or just an all-time favorite. I know those are two very different things, but it takes a special kind of person to love the E50M. If you don't enjoy slamming into your opponents from time and again, or time every now and then, and be able to block damage in a medium tank, as if you're a heavy tank, then don't pick this tank. You won't enjoy it. But if you do enjoy those things, then you're really going to love this tank. In addition, it is just a good tank overall, to be honest. Now, if you want to kill one, lure plate is the best way by far. You can also track it. Now, because of the fact that its gun, I guess, mantle is so big, and its upper plate is, so close to the gun mantle and all that stuff, this thing doesn't have very good gun depression over the front of the tank. So if you need to, if you're below it, force it to shoot over the front of the tank, and you'll have an easier time killing it. Over the side, it has a ton better gun depression. And so what you'll often see is E50M and drivers put the turret over the side of the tank, and they'll be shooting at you at an angle like this, something like this, so they can get the turret to a bit here, and they can aim down over the side of the tank. That exposes the drive wheel, and you can put shots straight through there, immobilize the thing, and if you inch closer to the front, then you're more likely to be able to continue to immobilize it, while it's not going to necessarily be able to hit you because of the fact that it might be aiming over the front of the tank versus the side. The other thing is, of course, you can put a gold round through the flat mantle. So you can see not the mantle. The front of the turret is completely flat on this thing. Same as an E100, or almost completely flat. And so you just put a gold round through there and you'll be fine. It is quite thick, otherwise if you're not going to put a gold round through, you're probably not going to go through unless you have something with quite high PEM, like a tier 10 tank destroyer. So that's all you need to know about this thing. We're going to jump into this game with Radford, and he is going to show us what it can do. And so this is a game from a little while ago, and I feel like I need to say there are some folks out there who I know are quite good. We have Unicums who watch the channel, we have Unicums who send in games. Don't put weak on a replay title unless it's like really bad, like sub 1,000 experience or sub 800 experience, something like that. Because I didn't look at this replay for quite some time because it said weak in the title. I was like, but I don't know, when I guess on the affiliate game, I'll look at them. And today I was looking at a ton of replays because I wanted to do a giant batch recording, and I found this gem in there tucked in under the title of weak, and it's going to be anything but. It's going to actually hopefully be a really decent showcase of the E50M's abilities. I haven't actually watched this thing all the way through. I haven't watched it at all, as I do with all my games, and I'm just talking right now to fill the space, but yeah, be careful what you guys label things, because I only have a few seconds to look at something, and so if it's just an average game for you, or something you don't consider especially strong, don't put a label on it. If you're one of those players, however, that doesn't get amazing games all the time, and this is like your best game ever, then tell me that. I want to know. Okay, so he's trying to work this WZ. Oh, look at that. The WZ is just going to let him. Oh, no. 113 has something to say. Where did that shot go through? I can't see it. I don't know what that WZ was doing. It was just sitting there and letting him hit it again and again. Now, some of that was due to it being tracked, but not all of it. It wanted to die or something, and so Radford obliged it. And this 113, I mean, it got a great shot off at the beginning, and then it runs away with his back end facing the enemy. Like, I mean, what do you think was going to happen? So Redford gets 2 great shots into the back end of it. Now he's looking at this T95. He doesn't really want to face a T95 because he doesn't have the ability to block its damage particularly well. However, if it fires and then has no one covering its flanks, he can go in and, ooh, he was trying to bop the commander's cupola. There's a T-54 actually coming in behind it. So if this T-95 doesn't want to die, it's going to have to figure out how not to do pretty much that. Now you can hear the auto-aim going off as he auto-aimed onto the M48 Patton. That's, I assume, because of the shrubbery in his way. He didn't know exactly where the Patton was. I would have preferred if he hadn't done that. A little bit of scoping in would have told him exactly where the Patton was going to be, and he could have just gone ahead and not busted the front of the tank, because he's been putting track shots in almost every time, except for into that last shot into the WZ, which was, of course, straight into his ammo rack. So he's been really, really great with weak shots. There was another shot that was aimed at the drive wheel, just missed, unfortunately, and didn't quite hit. And look at that, he's going to catch the back end. Nope, just damages the tracks. Doesn't actually, and then baits the M48 Patton into firing into the staircase, and then goes ahead and puts a meaty shot into it. T95 wants to come around behind us, but there's no way it can do so without exposing itself to fire from our friendlies over there. He could shoot his gun off, but I wouldn't. It's not worth it. Instead, he blows its tracks off. He's looking to let our friendlies come around. No. Oh yeah, there we go. ST1 finally gets into the position he wanted to be in. M48 Patton, we're just gonna ram him to death. That's one of the things this thing's so good at. Unfortunately, though, take a great big hit from that Yag tire, and then a hit from the Bat Chat. Now the Bat Chat is not the auto version, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He does have to get himself into cover. So now, of course, we have this whole thing you always have on highway, where all the tank destroyers will be lined up here. There'll be a scout out somewhere around here, or possibly back on this hill, and somehow you got to get your heavy tanks down across this valley into their base. Now, if our tank destroyers have been pushing over here and had this flank secured, this wouldn't be an easy cleanup. Just letting the tank destroyer push in, do some damage, get some spots, and then heavy tanks would fire from the side and all that goodness. That might not happen because it looks like our tank destroyers are just going to camp in the middle of the base, or middle of the map. Our guerrilla is moving, but it's moving in a weird... It seems to be coming out into the middle of this open field. I assume he's trying to die. I can't see any other reason. Move upper glacis to lower glacis, hit on that T-54. Though somebody hits from the lower glacis. I assume this guerrilla is trying to die. I can't see any other reason why he'd be walking across the middle of an open field. Now, he's probably not the most amazing player in the world, just because of the fact that he was so long in this position. But it's still not a good plan. I don't know if he realizes how much danger he just put his tank in. Did he get hit? Yes, he did. Yeah, in fact, he died from it. Are you pretty much exactly where I thought he was going to be? Nice shot from the 1A3, hitting the RU on the move, actually, and just takes the scout out of the game completely. That more or less secures us, maybe not the game, but quite a bit of an advantage. Now it looks like we're not going to be able to shoot the Yag tire. It looks like he's actually going to die before we get into that bit. So 3,000 damage might be the end of this game, but maybe not. We'll have to see. Now there is a Yagzilla back here that nobody's lit in a little while, and so he could actually be looking this way. He could be actually in a really great spot if he parks himself back here near this hill somewhere. Removes himself over here. Ooh, look at that. We do get a shot at the Yag Tiger because our team leaves him alive. And then, did we roll? I guess we didn't really low roll. We average rolled. Unfortunately, that average roll is just barely too small. There's the Yagzilla. It's not exactly in an amazing spot, but it is in a decent spot. Pushing through this, he's going to have to try and get around behind it. Or at least be able to snipe that cupola. The cupola up on top is pretty vulnerable, and it's decent to shoot at. He actually has a shot. If he sneaks it in, he can get a shot into the bat chat. And yes, he does in fact sneak it in. A little wrong a little bit, but not enough that you have to worry about. The Yagzilla is coming out now, so he's actually gonna run away. He does, however, just get the Yagzilla to fire into the ground, and he's going immediately back on the aggressive. Exactly what he should be doing. He's firing for those tracks. He's trying to pin it in place so he can get around behind it. He actually wants to take out the artillery first. No, he doesn't. One shot into that. I'd have taken out the artillery first. Because, okay, well, of course he just rammed the artillery to death. I forgot about that. Again, non-E50M player here. I just know the strengths of the vehicle, and I actually really enjoy the fact that he rammed the artillery to death, knowing the artillery he had just fired. He may have been counting the seconds in his head. I'm going to go ahead and give him the credit for that, of knowing that the RD hadn't reloaded yet, and so he rammed it to death and then came around behind the Yagzilla. Now, the only bad part about this is the fact that he's got two artilleries on his team, and he came up close enough to kiss the back of the Yagzilla, so that was probably not the best play in the world, because of the fact that your RDs definitely could have killed you. More than once I've been burned by that. So next time, maybe you just park up back here somewhere where you know you're not going to be able to get shot. You're still going to get beautiful shots on the back of the Yagzilla, and your artilleries are not going to accidentally murder your face while missing the Yagzilla entirely. Because that would never happen in a game like World of Tanks, right? Well played. This is what I mean. This is not a weak game in the end. This is a brilliant game, and I wish I'd seen this through. But labeling, guys. Don't label things weird. And make sure you send links in. That was the other thing. I opened an email. I was like, oh, this game looks brilliant. There's no link inside. I can't do anything if there's no link. But yes, so let's jump over and see his results. Mastery Badge, First Class, Hand of God, Spotter, Bruiser, Demo Expert, Firefighter, Duelist, and Fire for Effect. Wow, my brain just really wanted to say Fire for Effect earlier. That's just a whole list of medals. Unfortunately, no epics. Just a bunch of these things. I hope we got some bombs off of that, but I don't think he actually did. I think you actually need epics to get bombs. Though this was a tier 10 tank, so he actually probably got some. And I did want to make it clear that Radford was not the one who sent me in the email with no link. That was just somebody else. I'm not going to name names, but yeah. This was a brilliant game, and I'm so glad I got around to recording it. And out of the 18 shots he fired, he only missed 5. And those were ones that just didn't pen. He actually didn't miss any. So 5k plus over 1,000 spine damage means this is a 6k damage game. 6k damage club. Great job, sir. I don't know if you're in the club before, but you're definitely in now. Look at that. And making himself a nice little bit of cash. Wow. Great job. Thank you so much. This actually reminds me, if you think this deserves an MVP, then go ahead and hit that like button. And tonight I'm gonna be looking at the one with the most likes for the past week and a half and awarding that person 500 gold. And so that will be the MVP for the last week and a half. If you think it should be Radford, hit that like button, and that would be great. If you think I deserve more subscribers, go ahead and share this. And in all things, thank the Patreons, for they really do carry this channel on their shoulders, and we love them. They are awesome. And thank you all. Have a great night. This ioEther out.